welcome. We're at Bartlett Lake this morning, and we're fishing the Bass Junkyz. So it's been a real interesting morning. We've had a lot of boats turned away already, probably close to 25. So they capped this thing at 100 boats. So it should be interesting on this lake. Fishing with 100 boats out there, it's going to be hard to find a spot, but the trick is just keep moving around and you can catch fish just about anywhere on this lake. So it's not bad. Hey, you know, I wanted to introduce you to a good friend of mine, father-son fishing tournament, you know, Scooter Griffin with the Arizona Fishing Guides and his son Fisher. And you guys were out here fishing today. Did you get to practice at all?
I did. You know, he had some other basketball obligations that he wasn't able to do, but I came out one day in the middle of the week, so decent fishing, you know, but there was nobody out here, so it'll be interesting to see how it pans out. There's a couple spots that, you know, guys have waypoints on, like myself, like you, back in the day, that we might be able to get on, and maybe somebody doesn't know about it, but who knows? Yeah,
that's what I'm banking on is somebody that from 20 years ago, the lake's dropped down to 60%. You know, there's actually more water coming in than they're letting out right at this moment. So he's got his good luck charm here. The kid is really good. So
well, last time he caught the two biggest ones.
Did he? Oh, see,
we got, I think we got 16th out of. Last time it was here was 99 boats as well, or 100 boats as well. And he caught the two biggest ones, so hopefully he can do that today.
I'm hoping that someday that Scooter can't make the tournament and I'm snag his boy with me. I'm making real good friends with his son, so that should be pretty good. But we're going to go in and register. We don't even know what number we got yet.
Yeah, we ended up boat 15. So
boat 15? Oh,
15.
15,
so
huh?
we're the last boat in the first flight.
Nice.
So yeah, we'll see. We
got in an early draw, so we're going to go up, we're going to get our number, and hey, hopefully we see you out there on the lake and we can stop and shoot some film of you guys.
Absolutely.
Good luck, Fisher.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice to see you guys here. Yeah.
All right, we'll see you out there.
Thanks, guys. Let's run over to the table and let's enter and see what we drew this morning. So here's the Price family and other family and all the girls and all the helpers here. I guess we're kind of late, huh? So I need to sign a waiver, right?
Yes.
I'm in the early draw, so when we come into the table here and we draw our number, this is what we get. We fill out our application, we've signed waivers and everything. So we drew boat number 31, and we're in the third flight. So there's 31 to 45 we're doing at 3:30 p.m. So we're gonna come in, weigh our fish, show you how to do that again. And these guys will all be serving fabulous food and things like that, so we'll have a good time. So follow us out to the lake. We'll go out and start catching some fish and show you what it's like again to fish this big tournament. So what I'm doing is I'm getting ready for the tournament ahead of time. So that way, with 100 boats, we're going to try to find out where to fish. It's going to be tough finding your favorite spot because we're boat number 31 out, and these really good spots are always taken. So I'm starting up my graph right now. So I got the graph ready to go. So, you know, as you can see, I've got a lot of rods. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rods on the deck. So I'm gonna do some reaction starting off this morning. And I've got everything from A-rigs to crankbaits to spinnerbaits to jigs to just about everything we can. But we're doing the national anthem. So we're gonna break here for a minute. Well, we just had the national anthem. They play at every tournament here, which is really great. So they're giving the timeout. 7:23, I've got 7:24. It's always important to wear a watch, plus watch your depth finders for your GPS ratings on time. So we're easing out right now. We're boat number 31. So they're on number 2. So they call one boat at a time, and they make sure it's safe that way. That way 100 boats don't take off and just go fishing. So there goes number 3. So we're just gonna scoot up here nice and easy, and then they'll be getting closer to our boat. When we do, we'll cut the cameras and we'll go to our spot and start fishing. Hopefully we can get a popular spot that I know of and maybe catch some fish. So it's gonna be tough moving around with this many boats. 27. Boat 27. $29. All right, we ready? Daver? Let's take off nice and easy. We're going to our lucky spot. Here we go. See if it's open. All right, got the net ready. Always keep a clean area. Taking off my life preserver. We're gonna start fishing. All right. I think I'm gonna start out deep right away just to see if there's fish out deep. So what I'm doing is I'm throwing a Texas rig Yamamoto jig. So they bite on these things pretty good. There's a lot of rocks here, so we're gonna just see if there's any fish here. Position ourselves off these rocks. Everybody's running up to the upper end where the river is at, so. Got fish on the graph in 22 feet, that's what I'm looking at. So we'll see how it goes. I'm just dragging this off this point here from 15 feet to 30 feet, just to see if there's any fish here. Hitting the rocks, banging rocks is what I'm doing. Got this tungsten on, so. You know, in the wintertime, you gotta slow down. Those fish just are not aggressive, you know, real early like this. You know, we're cold out here, the wind's blowing, so. So I worked it all the way back to the boat, so I'm gonna go ahead and just make another cast out there. Working it right on back. Boy, look at all those boats. My gosh, just one after another. They're all heading to the upper end of the lake, too. One of the most asked questions in my seminars are about jig fishing, about getting stuck all the time. The old timers that are always getting stuck, the young guys don't care, they just go in, get it, or break it off. But some of the guys in the group just are frustrated with this, you know. So instead of using this football head and getting stuck a lot, this is only a small one, this is only 3/8. You know, I use a lot of times 1/2 ounce. So what I do, and I'm going to make this simple for the guys that are having problems. I'm using a 1/4 ounce tungsten right there, a bobber stopper, and a 2/0 hook. So what I did was I threaded that jig on. That's a hula grub, Yamamoto hula grub. I threaded that on, 1/4 inch in, slide that all the way up onto the keeper part of the hook, like this. All right. Now I'm just going to stick this right between the two tails of the Yamamoto grub, just like that. So it's Texas rigged. It's weedless. You can just bounce over all these little rocks and stuff. You'll still get stuck once in a while, but not like you normally do with the football head. Seems like that football head with the open hook on it just likes to get jammed into these rocks. You can see that 2 or 3/0 hook on there. It's a killer. It gets stuck easy. One of the secrets I like to use is spike it, garlic. So basically I just take this, I use this basically on everything. My brush hogs, you guys that watch the videos, you know that, or that come to the Bass Pro Shop seminars. So I'm just gonna stick that in there, get a little bit of spike it on it. And you don't have to put much. So once you spike it, throw it in the lake, let it sit a second. There you are. So now you can see that it has green on there, right? So this is watermelon red we're using, Texas rigged jigs, hula grubs. Let's give it a try. We're up here in the dead of winter, you know, it was 40 degrees this morning. The wind is still blowing. We had to come back in and hide in some of the coves back here because it's so windy out on the main lake, you know. So hopefully we can, you know, I've caught fish in here on these rocky banks. You can see these rocky banks over here are where the bass like to feed on crawdads, and this is what I'm basically throwing, you know. I'm just using this as a crawdad to try to catch these fish. So instead of me using this big old 1/2 ounce hula jig, you know, I like using these, but it doesn't bother me if I get stuck. I just go up, get it, or break it off. But so many guys are having problems, so we're gonna hopefully catch some fish and show you that this works just as good. All right, so let me get up here, and this is basically red. I'm using Johnny Morris's, you know, Platinum Signature rod. It's a medium. This one's a medium action fast tip, 7 foot 1 inch. I mean, and it's matching rod, matching reel, and I tell you, XPS, you can't beat this thing. It's so smooth. These handles here are wind handles for golfing. They are so soft to hold. I'll tell you, they make it really nice. So basically, in the wintertime, you got to find where the fish are. The fish are, you know, right now 16 to 25 feet. So, you know, you don't have to cast right on the bank. You can go 10 feet from the bank, and you can see that that bank is on a 90-degree angle. And that's what I like to fish in the wintertime. I like fishing it in the dead of summer when it's hot, and I like fishing it in the wintertime. So 10 feet out from shore is going to be 10 to 12 feet deep. I'm looking at my graph here, and I'm only 15 feet. So that, you know, and I'm halfway back. So I'm just, you know, sometimes I hop it. In the afternoon, you can hop this and make this thing a little bit better and make it more active. But sometimes they want that thing just pulled a little bit and then just let it sit. We're just working this in slow, you know. It's a slow venture. I can tell you there's 2 types of bite. They'll either bite it and jerk the rods out of your hands, or they'll just barely put it in their mouth and hold it, you know. But I just keep it moving, you know. And if you feel something like a rock, like there's a rock right there. So I start reeling, my rod's loading up, there's a fish. Boy, it took a while to get back out in deeper water. Hang on, he's coming up. There you go. You notice that just like an open head jig, those things get caught right in the front of the mouth there. So it's so easy. You just hold them. Boy, they're cold. The water's 50, 52 degrees. So we're just going to let this little guy go. Just like this. All right. There are some fish on the graph out there in 17 feet of water. So I'm going to rig this back just like a Texas rig. I bet you could catch 10 fish on that jig. At least. We'll see. Before I have to redo it. If you're not catching your fish, if you can't fill them or catch them, you know, start spraying this jig with Bang or your favorite spray. Doesn't matter, they'll just hang on to it, you know. So just start spraying it, and then, you know, once they taste that garlic in there, or when I tip the tail with garlic, it's the same thing. It's a real strong garlic, so they can taste that. So we're gonna just kind of, once in a while, I can just instead of pulling it and stuff, I like to hold my rod down like this and I'll reel real slow. But during that time I reel, remember you're imitating a crawdad. Crawdads don't come barreling in. I mean, on a good day, you know, sometimes I've caught jigfish, you know, reeling in. So, okay, let me look at that graph. Well, there's more than 2 now. There's about 3 or 4. Let me just, sometimes when I get over the top of them, I'll just jiggle my rod like this, and he'll jiggle back. There he is. Keep them coming if you're going to swing them. These are nice little fish, you know. This is in the 2-pound category. Really cold. I mean real cold. Look where we got him again. Right in the top of the mouth. So catching them off the graph, don't be afraid. Guys are always asking that question. Don't be afraid if you're in 12 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet. Look on the graph. If they're on the graph swimming around, drop down there. And just kind of drag it around, you know. Okay, that's 2 on that jig, isn't it? So I'm going to put it back on the keeper hook, you know, the part that goes down on the hook. I'm just using XPS hooks, Bass Pro Shop. Since I'm the Bass Pro for the Bass Pro Shops, I use all their equipment. Their line, I'm using XPS fluorocarbon, all right? I've never busted a fish off yet on this line. Of course, I'm using 14-pound test, but on all fluorocarbons, and I've used a lot of them, if you're in rocks or you're in trees, you got to keep feeling to make sure that there's not a nick in there, because they will break. So that's pretty good. So let's see. There's my target right over there. So I'm just going to throw that out. Well, I got to tell you that the cameraman, Dave Jones, has just told me all our fish are floating. Well, they would be. They came out at 27 to 32 feet this morning. So I need to go back, fizz the fish, but I'm going to have him come back and show you how I do that to let the air out. We're going to go down the mouth and let the air out that way. All right, so what we got to do is fizz these fish. I got a needle, a fizzer. We're going to stick this right down in this crushers, and I can hear the air coming out. I just put them in there for the count of 5. There's one. Blow your needle out each time. Stick it right there, about an inch. You'll hear it pop, and you don't want to let too much out because then you'll kill them. Blow the needle out, stick it right in there. There it is. We caught these fish at 30 feet deep, so I'd rather stick them 2 times to get the air out, enough air, instead of killing them. To kill your fish, it's 0.25, 1/4 of a pound at weigh-in time. So these needles down the throat is much easier than going in the sides. And you can buy these online or at tackle stores. It looks like that right there. It's called the Ben's Mender. So good tip to have. And if I don't fizz those fish, and that fish dies, and I have to use that fish at weigh-in, that's 0.25, 1/4 of a pound. You know, there's 10 1/100ths of an ounce. 10 1/100ths equals 1 ounce. So 2 1/100ths is just a few drops of water, or 1 1/100th is just 2-3 drops of water. So you don't want to be turning in any dead fish. So you want those babies just to go back, and there they are again. There's 2 or 3 of them down there now. Okay, now my rod's just getting heavy, so I start reeling like this and just jerk it. Just jerk it, and you'll get them on. Okay, twist them around. Don't ever stop when you're coming in the boat. Just come right in the boat like this. It's a little easier when they're cold because they're kind of lethargic, but no. Right there in the side of his, at the top of his mouth again. That's a nice fat one. Winter fish, they're fun to catch, you know. This size, 1.5 pounds, 1.75 pounds is good. So let's let this little guy go. And they just go right on down, you know. So sometimes your thing comes out of the keeper part of the hook like that. All you got to do is just push that jig right back on the top. Make sure it's straight. Go between the tails. Hook it right back in there. Slide your bobber stopper down. Look at that. You're ready to go. It's just so easy. You're going to start doing this jig fishing. These are just, remember, this one's watermelon red. It's a good color. If you don't know what color to use, watermelon red, watermelon, or green pumpkin. They're all good colors on all the Arizona lakes. We have 5 fish, but they're small. We lost one big one, and now we've got to try to upgrade. So I like to stick to these rocky banks here. So the only way I'm going to upgrade probably is with a jig, and I'm going to just be bouncing that on the rocks. So we have a lot of people fishing up here, so this is a good way to maybe upgrade and get rid of those little ones. But at least we know that the little ones can be swim away when we let them go. They won't be floating up in the surface. So what I'm doing is just moving this real slow, fishing right off these rocks here. So we're just gonna take the trolling motor and just move along here with this jig and try it. So I'm just making a cast. I'm not going right up on the bank because all our fish have been in 15 to 20 feet of water. So I'm gonna try to eliminate that. I'm in 30 feet now, so I know that 10 feet off the bank is gonna be at least 10, 12 feet deep. So I'm just gonna go nice and easy and just scoot along this bank. Boy, that felt like a fish. The fish have been real sluggish today, and it's been real tough. We have 100 boats, and everyone's been out here sticking the fish for 3 days, and so they just have not turned on yet. We got a little front coming in right now. It's cloudy. It was real windy on the lower end of the lake where we were. Now we're at the upper end, and that's warmed up a lot, so we were able to take our jackets off. I'm going to be shedding this thing too pretty quick. But I'm just going to move along these rocky banks you see all along here, and just steadily move along there and kind of power fish this all the way down and hope for a bite, you know. I got to upgrade those smaller fish. We're not going to do nothing unless we can get us some bigger fish. So we started out this morning and drop shotting, throwing a jig, and brush hogging, and we've caught fish on that. We've caught some short ones under 12 inches. Now we have our 5, but we do not have any big ones, you know. Probably 1.25 pounds, 1.75 pounds is the biggest. Other than that, they're smaller. So I'm just gonna move this slow, but we've left the lower end of the lake. We came to the upper end. I've fished these rocky banks like this before, this side, and then the other side going into the river. And I'm just gonna fish this out. I'm looking at the graph in 35 feet and there's fish here. So we're just gonna fish this down and hope that, you know, maybe we can catch some 2s or 2.5 pounders, 3 pounders. So that's the way we're doing it right now. It's 12:25. We're doing it at 3:30. So the afternoon bite up here usually is really good if the sun's out, but the sun's not out. So, and reaction bite, we have not done nothing. We've thrown crankbaits, I've thrown Alabama rigs, you know, I've thrown just about everything. So the fish are just so cold, they're just laying on the bottom. And if you drag this by and they think it's a crawdad, they're gonna eat it. So that's basically what we're doing right now. It's just moving slow and hoping that we catch a fish. They like this rocky banks like this, they do, I'll tell you. So I'm just gonna keep on the trolling motor real slow. Bring it down, fish it back 30 feet of water. Now today, I'm basically fishing a jig with an open hook like this. I'm just using a 5/8 ounce sinker, Yamamoto jig. And I've got one rigged, Texas rig too. So if I get in bigger rock, I can go ahead and you know, throw that Texas rig in there and not get stuck. But I haven't been getting stuck very much today. I've only lost one setup. So, but I haven't been fishing real heavy rock like at the dam. I've just been fishing, you know, nice little boulders like this. So we're just gonna make our way down. Fishing, like I said, fishing is really slow. You know, I'm just going for that big bite. That's all I'm fishing for now. I got 5 fish in live well. I just need a couple of those bigger fish, those 3-pounders, just to place in the money. And you could pull up on any one of these given little shorelines here, and there could be 2 or 3 of them there, and you could make 2 casts and pop out two of those big fish. So that's what I'm hoping for right now. All right, hey, we just got back into the weigh-in now, and we pulled into the parking lot here. We haven't got our fish out yet, but immediately all these helpers came over here from the Phoenix Junior Bassmasters and started wiping my boat down. Didn't ask for any money, gave them some, but they started doing this. Turn around, guys. Are all of you in the Phoenix Junior Bassmasters? Except look at this. One. What a handsome, she will be pretty soon, huh? Yeah. Well, you guys do a good job. I started that club in 1994, so that was a long time ago that I first started the Junior Bassmasters. So, good job, guys. Thank you. Thank you for helping us.
You're welcome.
All right. Good luck on your next tournament.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, folks, I got good news for you, and I got bad news for you. Got a limit of fish, but small ones. So, but we're gonna weigh them in anyway. And you just never know. You never know. You should always weigh your fish in just in case. But they were all just little ones. Fun to catch, but we're gonna, after this, go on down and weigh these fish in. And see what we got. And then they always serve some really good food. So that's always a treat to go into. So I'm gonna jump down here, we're gonna carry our bag, and we're gonna head down to the weigh-in. So just follow me and we'll head on down. 5 fish, 5 alive, weighing total weight. How about a squirt of that? Did you have a good day out there today? No, we didn't either. We caught small fish.
Caught a lot.
Yeah, it was fun, but just couldn't get the good bite either. This guy, my camera guy, he caught a 3-pounder, but he couldn't handle the camera and catch the fish at the same time, so he lost the fish. Can you imagine that? He lost our only good fish today. Just because he has to carry around a 50-pound camera, you know.
Yeah, excuse
He was fishing with a camera in one hand and the fishing pole in the other. Yeah.
The next angler is going to be stepping the scale is going to be Gary Senft. Gary, how was your day out on the water today?
You know, we had a good day. We just didn't catch any big ones. I have to tell you a little story about my cameraman. You'll see him holding a 50-pound camera here. Yeah, well, he was holding his camera and a fishing pole, and he got a 3-pounder on. And I don't know why he lost that fish, but you know, he tried to reel that in and hold the camera at the same time, so it was pretty amusing to watch. So should have grabbed the pole out of his hand, but oh well, we had a good time out there. Looks like we had another great turnout, you know, with 100 boats, and they turned away how many boats?
23.
23 boats didn't make it. So congratulations. Looks like everybody caught a lot of fish today and had a good time. Hearing a lot of good reports coming in, so it was good.
All right, Gary, up to the scale. Boat 31.
There he is, my buddy. How are you, partner? Good. Small limit.
You want to weigh big?
No.
No? Okay.
Nope. Yeah, so Tim Price is the owner of this, him and Greg. So he's the weigh master. He does all the final decisions on weighing his fish.
5 fish, 5 alive. Weighing total weight only.
6 pounds. Oh. Just didn't have a great day today. Just had fun catching fish, but no big ones. And that happens in tournaments a lot.
Weighing total weight. 629.
Yay! Yay! We have somebody clapping for us,
Gary?
huh? Nice.
You want to get a picture?
Yeah, we'll get a picture.
Next angler.
Now it's good. I got the logo.
5 fish, 5 alive.
Oh yeah.
Weighing big fish.
Got it. All right. Now we just weighed our fish. We're gonna take them over here to the boat. This is a weigh-in boat.
229.
Yeah. Here they come. All these whoppers. Thank you so much. You're a good helper.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, come on back, honey.
Hey, we're over here at the weigh-in at Bass Junkyz, and Matt Shura and Lon Armel just weighed in $9.99, which is pretty good. So how'd you guys catch your fish?
You know, kind of tough. You know, we tried some different things. We were looking for the big bite on a spinnerbait, slow rolling that spinnerbait. We only caught 1 fish on that, and the rest of them were on jigs. We stuck to the jigs through the drop shot very little, because last time we were here, we just couldn't get any big ones on the drop shot. And stuck to the jig. We had 4 decent fish, and just couldn't get rid of that last one. We needed a 1 kicker. So
yeah.
But jigs mainly.
We stuck with jigs all day too, and I caught some 6 and 7 inchers on the jig, believe it or not. Yeah.
You didn't throw your brush hog?
Oh yeah, I threw that too, but they didn't want to eat that. Yeah. So congratulations, you guys are right up there. So yeah.
Appreciate it.
Good to see you guys. Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Hey, this is a good friend of mine, Tom Wonderland's on the Nitro team with us. And Tom just went in 1094, weighed in. And he's way up there. He's in 8th place so far out of 100 boats. That's pretty darn good. So we saw you on the lake and throwing jigs all day, basically?
All day.
All day long?
All day.
Wow.
Slow grind.
Nice. That was a slow grind, you know. So we did the same thing.
Yeah.
And except I caught the small ones on jigs, but not big ones. But that happens.
Yeah.
So we just moved around and had a good time. So it's good seeing you up here. And who's your partner you fish with?
Rick Green.
Rick Green?
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
yeah.
But yeah,
so
we started out good. We got 4 probably by almost 8 o'clock.
Wow.
And then we didn't get our 5th one until 10.
Nice, yeah.
We were talking about on.
Yep, that's what we got too. Did you get any more after we saw you on the water?
No.
No, yeah, I know.
And then 2 or 3 more boats just showed up.
Yeah,
right
that
there.
point got beat up today bad. So, well, it's good seeing you. Congratulations. I hope you get a check.
Thanks. I hope so too.
Yeah.
We're holding our breath.
I know.
We just moved down to 9.
This is Jeff Mayberry and Dan Nicholson. Yeah. So they had, what did you have, 10 something?
10:38, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Close to 10 and a half. So did you guys have a good day? Catch a lot of fish today and have fun?
Yeah, we caught a lot of fish.
Did you? So jig fished all day long? And all day long, yeah.
Jig.
Yep, we did too. And of course, we didn't end up with that, but
I'm thinking that with the sun not coming out late in the day and staying out, that it didn't make the fish come up out of the deep under the edges as much during the tournament.
I think so too. We both
100 boats.
Yeah, and 100 boats here, and for the last 3 days, everyone was here.
I think the sun had a big thing to do with some of our spots, though.
Yeah, I do too. I like the sun when I'm up here too. And the bigger fish will move up in the afternoons, and you always get that good bite, you know. So
I just don't think they wanted to move us quite as much today.
Wow.
Well, and boat traffic's part of it.
Oh yeah, 100 boats today, and plus the pleasure boaters, plus there's been guys camped up here for 3 days, so 50 boats on the water each day, hooking fish. So it made it a little bit more tougher than normal. So did you guys get to have a good day today, or?
Yeah, we caught a bunch of fish. It started
you?
off good for us. It did get tougher as the day went on, though. You know,
Yeah.
we caught them all deep today, and we stayed with the jig all day, hoping for a bigger bite. But
that's what we did.
Called by ounces, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it was fun, man. I thought it was going to pick up in the afternoon like it usually does, but it didn't for us. So.
Well, I think it has to do with the sun. It didn't pick up for us. I mean, we caught fish all day, I jigged all day long, but I just couldn't get that big bite, you know.
In the sun too.
You know, the sun makes a big factor at this lake, huge.
Yeah.
So if it would have came out, then we would have seen some bigger weights. But you guys still had a good bag. You know, I don't know if you made the 10 spot. I think you were just out of the money. Yeah. So you might get a booby prize.
Yep.
You know, so.
It'll be good regardless.
But anyway, good to see you. What do you think about 100 boats today?
That's awesome, man. It's good to see it coming around now. Again.
Oh yeah. All right. Just want to thank you guys for coming out today and watching our shows and being with us today as we fish this tournament. You can learn a lot by just coming to the weigh-ins and stuff, even if you don't fish, and find out what's happening. But a lot of good weights today. We didn't make it. We had a lot of fun today. Dave and I was fishing, and we caught fish, and we jigged all day long and threw brush hogs and other baits, drop shot. So it was good. We just didn't get that big bite. We had one big one on, lost it, as you'll hear in the show. It came off. So again, thank you for being with us, and tight lines to all of you, and we look forward to doing a lot more shows in the future.